For all. Roll call, please.
Mr. Markort,
Present.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Present.
Mrs. Miller,
Present.
Mr. Holte, absent. Mrs. Sheehan, absent. Mr. Salatas, absent. Mrs. Sandberg, absent. Mr. Austin,
Present.
Ms. Bookler,
Present.
Ms. Tauber,
Present. Okay, we have a quorum. I don't show any presentation. So starting with the consent agenda, we have the minutes from October 5th, 2023, meeting minutes. Claims, we have Parks and Rec General Fund at $3,819.12. Park Impact Fee Fund, $32,595.60. Parks and Rec Non-Reverting Fund, $358. Clubhouse Non-Reverting Fund, $1,184.52, with total expenditures at $37,957.24. No donations since the last meeting. So if there's no discussion, I'm just looking for a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll motion to approve.
And I will second that motion.
Motion by Paul, second by Greg. Can I get a roll call?
Mr. Markort,
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Mrs. Miller.
Yes. So under old business, we're 5-year master plan. We've been talking about a master plan for a while now. Something we have a need to establish a vision for the town and to move forward with a lot of things. The most prominent complaints I've heard since my time on the park is that we need more to do and more thorough planning. So we initiated a formal application process in which we received 2 proposals. 2 were submitted. One was not a fit because their experience was with the state of Michigan, and it was more of a bare bones plan. The other was with Context Design, and they have extensive Indiana DNR knowledge, which is going to be important for approval of the master plan. And I'll give you the floor, Greg, since you're part of the committee.
Okay, so I actually met with Context Designs on this. Very professional company, really impressed me. Their references are impeccable. You know, they're just, they've worked in Valparaiso, Whiting, Indiana, Indianapolis. They know the Indiana law and the codes, and it'll make it really easy for them to get in here and do their job. And on top of that, their project approach has 6 different items on it. It's so detailed that it takes you a while to read through it, but these people don't miss a beat. Their drawings are, the ones that I've seen on their proposal they're just, it's amazing. This is a great company. This is what I'm trying to get to. They said that the project probably will take about 6 months to complete, and then they'll have the final rendering. These people will help us through this whole thing from start to finish. For instance, with drawing up the park designs, to actually finding people to work with us to get this stuff built and taken care of. They're not gonna walk in and walk out. They're here for the whole thing. So, I trust them. I saw them, they're really impressive.
Yeah, and their portfolio is really impressive.
Oh.
They have experience with trails and sports complexes
Oh, I hit there
and
too.
some well-established parks.
Yes. Walking paths, they just have, they've done everything.
Mindy, do you have anything to add, maybe on how we can help leverage that master plan to get some funding for projects in the town?
Yeah, absolutely. The main purpose of that master plan is not only going to give us that foundation to move forward and make the amenities that this community is asking for. It's going to be able to get the voice from the community. Their input is a survey will be going out, some opportunities for them to speak with us and stakeholder sessions to really gear this system for the growth that has happened here and play catch up. But also by having a 5-year master plan, the one thing on the Land and Water Conservation Fund grant from the DNR is that you have to have a 5-year master plan. And that Land and Water Conservation Fund grant is the ability to help us expand our reach with our budget, meaning that they're a 50-50 grant with some of these big, larger items that we're looking at to do here. We've already heard from the community, things like sportsplexes, walking trails, maintenance buildings for our equipment, restroom facilities. These are big, high-ticket items that, with the help of the ability to reach for those grants, it will give us the opportunity to save some money of our regular general budget, but to accomplish these tasks a little faster. So that's exciting news, and we look like we'll have a review to the DNR and ask for early approval because our project deadline is coming in sooner than that November 15th deadline of next year. So it's exciting for us.
And I understand they have a big focus on community engagement.
Yeah, this is one of those reasons that the committee really steered toward this group. They offered us additional opportunities because this was heard from the board perspective. We really need this community to let us know what they want and be involved in this. We've heard a lot of feedback. We want to bring those things and those opportunities to the table. So it won't just be a general survey, and this engineering firm allowed us the opportunity to throw a la carte things at it where we had asked for additional above the IDNR standards of a master plan. So I think the board heard their voice, and we took that in consideration when reviewing the candidates for the master plan.
And their proposal was already submitted to legal, and they made those requested corrections and revisions.
Yes, we have a contract that's firm and legal reviewed and ready for us to sign at this time and adopt.
Yeah, awesome.
I just want to add one more thing, well, two actually. You know, this company is so well known that their repeat business is 93%. That's one thing about them. And then they do work with a separate company, which is called ETC. What they do is they deal with the public with all the surveys. So before this stuff gets going, they will put feelers out to the public to see what everybody wants and get their input. It's not just going to be us sitting here saying, do this. It's going to be everybody getting involved.
And so once we have an official master plan, things like our pavilion project and the landscape gardens and all the other things that we were interested in, that would open up opportunity to get grants to help alleviate costs.
Yeah, funding, there's so many projects that sit in that Land and Water Conservation Fund grant, but I think in the master plan, if you dream it and it's in there, it just opens up so many opportunities for other grants and opportunities. And actually in that master plan, that firm is going to tell us, these are 5 places that you could possibly fund this project and where to go to, and they gear us toward those. So, but it also tells us, this is how we see how you can build for the next 5 years and what projects they're not telling us how to do it, but they're saying this is where you're at, this is where you want to be, this is how we can outline and help you get there. So all of these things that we've been waiting on, like additional playground equipment or amenities in the park or the native gardens and such, those are things that now we can prioritize and put in this master plan and say this is how we get to achieve it and move forward. So.
Wonderful.
A good blueprint for this Parks Department is what we're establishing. So.
Did you want to add anything, Mr. Austin?
No, I've reviewed the contract. The contract's good, if you want to consider it.
Any further discussion, Paul or Greg?
No, I'm excited for it. I think it's gonna help us make a more cohesive park system and not just piecemeal amenities in different parks and have a, have a continuity across the park system, so I'm excited.
Okay. So I guess at this time, I would be looking for a motion to approve the proposal as submitted by Context Design.
Okay,
Master Plan.
I'll make a motion to approve the context design proposal.
Motion by Greg,
I'll second the motion.
second by,
One point, and this is probably so we stay on track and on time, there should be a not to exceed or a target date for completion. You suggested 6 months. I don't know if it's 6 months or 7 months, I don't know what it is, but there should be a target, so we hold people's feet in the fire and they do the job in the time frame identified.
Okay.
So,
That's a
not-
good call.
not to exceed the end of April 2024?
Yeah, what did they say?
Actually, the contract, I think, was July was final date, but
July?
Correct.
our deadline for the DNR is November 15th, that it has to be done and submitted to them. So they were actually looking more like July, August. We're getting a month behind start because it didn't pass on that
Right.
meeting.
Not to exceed 8 months.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I like that. That's something I didn't think about.
Okay, so the motion would be to approve context design proposal not to exceed completion in 8 months.
Okay, do we have to add that into their contract, or is that,
Just as
You
a motion.
do, it needs to be in there somewhere.
Okay.
they're gonna have to add that on their,
We'll find a place to put it.
okay? Okay, I'll make a motion to accept the context design proposal with the assumption and that they will be fully completed within 8 months.
Not to.
Not to exceed 8 months, which is, I don't even know what month. What are we in? December, January, February, March, April,
Close.
July?
8 months.
8 months, okay. 8 months of the day signed.
I'll second the motion.
Yeah.
Can I get a roll call?
Mr. Markort,
Yes?
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Mrs. Miller.
Yes.
Madam
Motion
Chair.
carries 3-0. In new business, I have the 2023 salary ordinance. So the original salary ordinance omitted parks in regard to on-call pay. Previously, we didn't have a full staff, so Public Works was filling that void. And now we have a pretty full crew, and we're going to be assuming some of those responsibilities, such as Public Works, parking lot, Chamber of Commerce parking lot, Clubhouse parking lot, Hanover, the main parks. And so I'm looking for a motion to send a recommendation to the town council to amend the 2023 salary ordinance to mirror Public Works regarding their on-call pay to include part-time and full-time park employees beginning November 19th, 2023.
I'll motion to make a favorable recommendation to the town council.
Motion by Paul,
I'll second that.
second by Greg. Roll call.
Madam Chair.
Mr. Markort,
Yes?
Did Mr. Ashen, do you have something?
You sure you want to do this now or not wait for the town council doing the 2024 salary ordinance that's coming up on their agendas in the next 2 meetings?
I can speak to that. I spoke with the clerk treasurer, and it was recommended by the town manager that at this meeting we went ahead, because we're going into on-call. That way, whenever that is established for the 2024, it will just roll into it. And it's just to add our crew that ability to do the on-call pay. So it's just an amendment.
Didn't know that.
We're at roll call then?
Mr. Markort,
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Mrs. Miller.
Yes. All right, that carries. Under reports, clerk treasurer's funds reports, she's not here, but we went over the expenditures. There was nothing unusual that I saw in the docket. So, superintendent report?
Hi, everybody, I'm back. Last time you had to do this without me.
And congratulations again, Mary.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Really what I was filling the board in my superintendent report is that 5-year master plan and where we sit with that as an update. I have finally received digital imaging for the branding of the prototype picnic tables that we're ready to move forward to purchase 2 and see how we like them, one being an 8-foot, 100% recycled walk-through table, and one being the ADA version of it. This is our intention to start throwing these into the park system and trying to move away from the wood picnic tables that tend not to withhold the weather very well and for very long. We just recently helped Councilwoman Colleen Sheben out with the Halloween event that happened last weekend. It was nice to see the kids out and about, even though it was a little cold, but there was plenty of candy to be had, very happy people with full stomachs. They were able to get a hot dog or a hamburger. Public Works played a great kitchen effort here. It was all hands on deck, and I was happy that our department was able to participate with 2 trunks and assist with staffing and site setup and cleanup. So that was one thing that I got to see this year, and Hope did a great job decorating for us too, our trucks out there. We've been addressed from an Eagle Scout in the community, brainstorming some ideas, or actually a Boy Scout looking for his Eagle Scout opportunity. I did meet with him with the park foreman, and our gentleman will be reaching out to us once he gets his project in line. We brainstorm some ideas together. I've assisted several scouts into their Eagle Scouts through the park systems. Was happy to help this young gentleman out. They're always so eager and professional, and it floors me that these are just young men to work with, and he'll come to the meeting when he's ready with his end to present his project to the board for approval. And then Hope and I are going to be heading out to the Indiana Parks and Rec Conference in November in Fort Wayne. So that is on the horizon. We'll be there for 3 days. That's pretty much my superintendent report at this time.
All right. Everyone's been working really hard. I've seen a lot of improvements. I like how the new garbage cans look. So I'm glad those are set up. And the parks has just been looking really neat and tidy. So good job, guys. And I haven't seen too many complaints, so that's always good. So that leaves us with the recreation coordinator's events report.
Okay. Last month in October, we had STEM Club. We only had 2 kids show up, so that was a very low attendance. Usually we have 10 to 12, but we've had as many as 18. It always varies how many kids come. Then we had a tot time. The last tot time was October 3rd. There was 9 kids. That program went very well. Parents asked if we were going to do it again, so that was a good thing. The last soccer game was on October 7th. We had 123 kids in soccer. Clean the Parks Day was on October 7th as well. We had 16 kids and me and another adult. It was a lot of hard work. It was not rainy, it was windy and cold that day. Those kids really did a lot of work, so that was nice. We picked up the trash on the beach, on the grounds, and at Kiwanis and Bartlett Wahlberg as well. They really did a lot of work. We had a bat education program with Becca from Purdue Extension. She did a great job as always. The kids had a really fun time. She had a lot of fun activities with them, and they learned a lot. Kids art class, there was 15 kids at the bat education, and then kids art class was the following day, and we had 17 kids for that. Senior social, there was 22 adults on October 12th. Bingo, there was 33 adults. Adult paint class, there was 7 adults. I had the first senior games it was a week ago Monday. There's only one senior and me. We're gonna have another one in November, so I'm hoping we get more attendance. It is a free program. And then, the exercise class has really started booming. We get at least, usually at least 11 people each time. It's on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and it's really gained momentum, so that's great. We actually made money, $90 on this class this month. And then my upcoming programs for November are, yesterday I had a senior social with Bernadine Parker from Geminis, and she gave the seniors a lot of great information on resources, help with if their furnace goes out or if they need a new roof, help with their NIPSCO bill, all kinds of information that they can use. This coming Monday, we'll have bingo from 2 to 3 and STEM club from 4:30 to 5:30. Thursday, on November 9th, we'll have family ornament painting from 5:30 to 6:30. And the conference Mindy mentioned. The senior games for this month will be on November 27th, 3 to 4. Kids art class will be on Tuesday, November 28th, 5 to 6:30, and adult paint class will be Thursday, November 30th, from 6 to 8 o'clock at the clubhouse.
A lot of great activities, and I'm glad to hear the exercise class is doing well.
Yeah.
Shows people are excited about some of the stuff we have going on, so thank you, Hope. I don't have any written communication. I don't know if you have anything for me.
That was submitted,
Okay.
no written thing.
So that leaves us with public comment. Any public comment?
Good thing. Mary Joan Dixon, 8711 West 132nd Place. I just wanted to ask, do you have the cost of the master plan? Was that part of the contract?
Yes, so, it was, the remaining cost is $82,000 after you went through some of the things that we didn't want to include in the package right now.
So it's $82,000 for the master plan?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Any other public comment? Going once, going twice. Okay, so I guess I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second.
Okay, so we are adjourned at 5:52 PM. Next meeting is December 7th at 5:30 PM.
There's notice from Dale.